Springs, and I look a little different right now than the rest of my peers, because UNCW apparently wasn't done with me just yet. I still have one more semester to finish my other major. However, I am honored to stand before you, nominated by these beautiful people, to try to encapsulate what this journey has been to each one of us. And let me tell you, that is not an easy task. I'm going to take you back to the beginning with us. One of our social work professors began our first semester of social work with this poem by the French poet Apollinaire. "Come to the edge," she said. "We can't, we're afraid," they responded. "Come to the edge," she said. "We can't, we will fall," they responded. "Come to the edge," she said. And so they came, and she pushed them, and they flew. Well, needless to say, most of us were slightly terrified. This woman just told us she was going to push us over the edge. We all had that rapid eye movement thing going on, looking quickly from person to person, thinking, what did we just get ourselves into? How are we going to survive this, and is it too late to run? We had that fight or flight kicking in. Come to the edge. A terrifying sentiment, because as children, we are told, do not go near the edge. Even if there are guardrails, do not go near the edge. We are told that they are too dangerous and require a wide breadth of space for caution. As we got older, we realized that the reason for this caution is because of gravity. Take a building, for instance. If you walk off a roof, you are not going to float. Gravity will pull you down. The edge is a representation of our personal limitations. It's the point where we think we can go no further. The area leading up to the edge is concrete and sure, and the area beyond is unknown and treacherous, because gravity. We are afraid to fail. We are afraid that we won't match up. We are afraid that what we know won't be enough. Come to the edge. And so they came. We walked up to the edge of the unknown. Do you hear that courage? Taking strides against what we knew, we were leaving all of that behind. I remember the fear and trepidation that filled our first steps. But as we continued to take steps, our confidence began to grow. Leading us to the brink of our world, the fear began to subside as the adrenaline began pumping as we overlooked the vastness before us. And she pushed them, which I'm sure was a shock, looking over the vastness, and all of a sudden, someone or something shoves you off. Your parents' heating screams loud, do not go near the edge. And you finally realize why. There's now no longer a choice. There's no longer a safety net. It's just free falling. You realize that at some point in time, you are probably going to hit the ground. But then something crazy happens. The wind begins to catch beneath you. It slows you, and the quick descent to the ground doesn't seem so fast. You begin to breathe in and out steadily. You acclimate to the changes. Next thing you know, you are no longer descending, but ascending. And then they flew. This poem so accurately depicts life. The rawness of the fear, the hesitation of the unknown, the challenges we face, the courage to move forward, the fall, and finally the conquering. As college students, we have been faced with many edges. The fear and the approach was astronomical. There were so many times along this journey where doubt seeped in, and we asked ourselves, can I really do this? I am so small in the grand scheme of things. Will I conquer or be conquered? With hesitation, we took each step, learning how to have faith and confidence in ourselves, recognizing our strengths and abilities, figuring out who we are and what we are capable of. After struggling, we arrived at the edge, and where we stood taking in the view of our potential. Then, without much warning, another obstacle or challenge came and shoved us once more. As we plummeted, our survival instincts took over. Taking inventory of our surroundings, we once again fought to succeed. As we persevered, the weight of gravity hurtling us towards the ground began to decrease. Then, to our astonishment, we see that not only are we not plunging to our demise, but that we are now beginning to float. Testing the water, or I guess in this case, air, we push the limits a little further, and next thing we know, we are flying. And so here we are. These challenges and situations forced us to learn how to push through and continue on. They forced us to stretch. They forced us to grow.